Obviously, there's folks all over social media talking about Sandra Bullock and whether she should give back her Academy Award. And it seems like, at least if you believe Oher, that it was all based on a lie.
All right, well, let's move on to the story that everybody is talking about. And so retired football player Michael Oher, who is, of course, the inspiration behind the Oscar-winning movie The Blind Side, filed a lawsuit that alleges the Tuohy family never adopted him and made a profit off the lie. So according to court documents obtained by ESPN, Oher claimed that Leanne Tuohy and Sean Tuohy convinced him to sign a document in order to make them his conservators, giving the family legal authority to make business deals in his name in 2004. So the documents say that Michael Oher discovered the lie to his jargon and embarrassment just in February of 2023 when he learned that the conservatorship to which he consented on the basis that doing so would make him a member of the Tuohy family, in fact provided him no familial relationship with the Tuohys. So he is seeking to terminate the conservatorship and asking the court to prohibit the Tuohys from using his name and likeness. He's also seeking that the Tuohys pay him for his fair share of profits plus unspecified and punitive damages. So the filing also claims that the 2009 movie The Blind Side paid the Tuohy family and their two birth children $225,000 plus 2.5% of the film's defined net proceeds, but he never saw any money. So he kind of spoke about this a little bit in his 2011 memoir, claiming that the Tuohys told him that there was a noticeable difference between adoption and conservatorship. So Sean actually spoke out as well, claimed that the conservatorship arrangement was made so Michael could play at the University of Mississippi. He said that he sat Michael down and told him, if you're planning to go to Ole Miss or even considering Ole Miss, we think you have to be part of the family. This would do that legally. They have contacted lawyers who told us that he couldn't adopt him since he was over the age of 18, and the only thing they could do was the conservatorship. So, Neama, there's a lot of moving parts in this one. So what exactly is this a conservatorship? Is this adoption? And was this a whole lie?
Yeah, there's so much going on here, and obviously we lawyers love it, but I do feel bad for Michael Oher. So let's just break it down. So the first is adoption. Only children can be adopted, so that's someone under the age of 18. And if someone is indeed adopted, it's, the law considers them the same as any biological child. They can inherit and so forth. So I think one of the allegations is that Oher was told that he was adopted by the family when the adoption never happened. I don't know if it was because of his age or for some other reason, but obviously that was a big part of the Blind Side movie, the whole adoption. So, moving forward, he apparently was put under conservatorship a few months after he turned 18. It sounds like he may have actually agreed to it and signed some papers that he didn't know that he was signing. So it kind of gives me a Britney Spears vibes a little bit, because we all know, covering it on Legally Us, that conservatorships are only appropriate for people who can't take care of themselves, right? They're in a coma, they have dementia, they have severe special needs. Not someone who is going to college and playing football. So conservatorship isn't appropriate. It's not a way to bring someone into the family. So the fact that he was placed under conservatorship, there doesn't seem to be any legal basis, I guess. Again, unless I'm missing something, there's some significant mental health issues that haven't been reported, but Michael Oher does not belong under conservatorship, just like Britney Spears doesn't belong under conservatorship.
Going back to Sean's statement about him having to be in a family or being adopted in order to play at Ole Miss, that seems a little head-scratching as well.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. You can, be 18 years old and go to college. There's no requirement that you have a family.
Right.
And even if there was such a requirement, a conservatorship doesn't make you part of a family. It just gives someone legal and financial control over you. So it doesn't make a whole lot of sense what the family is saying. Now, of course, they're saying that, it wasn't millions of dollars or even hundreds of thousands, it was tens of thousands. If so, that might reduce the damages in this case. Really, but one big issue we're dealing with is the statute of limitations, right? Because that starts to run when Oher becomes aware of, that he was defrauded. And the question is, now we're almost 20 years removed from, these allegations here. So whether it's 2011 or some earlier time. When did Oher become aware of all this? And if so, has he blown the statute of limitations by waiting so long? So I think that's going to be another one of the big legal issues.
Sure. I mean, I think he said in his statement that he just kind of found out about this to his embarrassment just back in February. Are you surprised that it would take this long? I mean, he's gone through, the movie, his football career and everything like that, and now he's just becoming aware of this.
I mean, it's possible. So the statute starts to run when you discover the fraud, or you should have discovered the fraud. So obviously he's going to allege that he discovered it this year to preserve his claim. It sounds like the family may have some text messages where he's aware of all this. So it's really going to be probably the family's best defense. It's certainly going to be a black eye for them if they win on a technicality on statute of limitations grounds. But if you're litigating this case and you're defending the Tuohys, that's probably going to be their best argument.
Right, yeah, because I think he said, Sean said in his interview that they started noticing some things, and like you said, some family text messages back in 2020, 2021. So would that hurt Michael Oher's case that maybe he was kind of dropping some hints about this back then?
Yeah, it would. I mean, certainly, from the moment that he's on notice that he's been defrauded, that's when the clock starts running.
Got it.
If he waits too long, then his claims might be barred. But it's a really sad case, and obviously, the folks all over social media talking about Sandra Bullock and whether she should give back her Academy Award, and it seems like, at least if you believe Oher, that it was all based on a lie.
Right. It's incredible. I mean, what do you think? What do you foresee happening to this? Could something like this go to trial? Is he hoping to get back some of the money that they earned off of him? What's he kind of hoping for the outcome in this?
If I'm the Tuohys and I'm representing them, unless I can get the case dismissed on the SOL, the statute, I do everything I can to avoid this case going to trial. I pay the money that Michael Oher is owed, his fair share, because this is going to be a complete and total embarrassment for the family to take advantage of someone like this. So this is the type of case that you push to trial. Not only do you get hit for the money you owed, you might get hit for punitive damages too. So it's going to be really bad. It sounds like Michael will take his fair share and hopefully resolve everything, but it's certainly a bad luck when you have this type of in-family fighting, especially when the allegations are that you took advantage of a young man.
Oh, definitely, yeah. And what is the statute of limitations in this case?
So it depends on the case. Usually in most states it's anywhere from about 1 to 4 years for fraud. So it's a really state-specific statute. And again, the statute can be told if there's a continuing fraud and a cover-up. Told means it just doesn't start to run. So, if I take advantage of someone and they're not aware of it, then the statute doesn't start running. But once they become aware, then the clock starts ticking and they gotta move.
For more news content and exclusive interviews, make sure to hit the sub, like, and bell button down below and visit usmagazine.com.